Hey guys, it's Amanda, and I wanted to do a quick follow-up with last night's call about the nervous system. We talked a lot about the difference between knowing when our light switch is flipped on, in other words, our sympathetic nervous response is activated, and when it's turned off, and when that parasympathetic, kind of that restorative, calming, really that innovative, creative centers of our body are working best. So when we had the discussion, we were talking about ways to first identify when you have been turned on chronically, or when your child is just overstimulated and has been on too much, because what are the behaviors and what are the things, the little signals to look out for when that happens. And we didn't get a chance to go into this, but this second handout that was part of the email is a list where it says the 22 emotions give you a clue. And this handout I actually took from the book Ask and It Is Given by Abraham Hicks, and I find it so valuable. In fact, I have it posted in my office because it's just a good way to kind of check in and become, in tune with what's happening in your life, because the top 7 emotions are positive emotions: happiness, joy, contentment, faith, optimism. Those emotions are most likely when your light switch is flipped off, when you're enjoying life, relaxed and feeling good, and that's a very easy place for your nervous system to be in that parasympathetic mode. Whereas if you look emotions 8 through 22, which is quite a few, those tend to be the negative emotions. So they range anywhere from just boredom or pessimism all the way down to fear and grief and powerlessness. So there's a huge range. I want you to think of this as a ladder, right? So if you're feeling one of these negative emotions, first of all, know it's not possible to jump from like number 16 to number 2 in a quick instant. The first thing you have to do is kind of become aware of where you're at and say, okay, in this moment, what's the best possible emotion I could feel? And start to gradually move your way up the ladder. And the same with your children. If you have a child that is completely angry and lashing out and overwhelmed, it's not possible for them to go in that moment from anger to contentment very rapidly. They have to kind of progress up the ladder. So as Janice brought up on the call last night, when she had a situation where her son was feeling very angry and kind of had outbursts, she had this instinct to almost go and cuddle him. And I think that would have given his nervous system a chance to calm down and helped him ascend up the ladder of emotions more rapidly than perhaps trying to talk to him, right? But I just thought I would share this because I think it's a good way to become aware of not only how your kids are feeling and where they're at, but also for yourself or for your spouse. So maybe, start off with 2 times a day or 5 times a day. See if you can stop and check in with yourself and say, where am I on this ladder? What emotion am I feeling? And that will give you an indicator about how your nervous system is playing out in your daily life. Also, last thing is I wanted to remind you to make sure you sign up for your free coaching call. As part of this program, we have offered a free coaching call to every person that's enrolled. So make sure that you get a chance over the next week or 2, I would suggest, and I'll send a link to my calendar so we can set up a time. And I look forward to talking to you. Thanks.